Once again, we have another episode of the Fast Lane Edition. Man, we have a special edition today on Journey to Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Sharon Matthews. Man, we have a special guest, a Columbia alumni right here from the city of Columbia, Eau Claire High School. Man, Indiana legend. Also, little do people know, was a producer from movies and films such as Polish Bar, The Inheritance, and we all know about the untold story of The Mouse and the Palace. Man, we have none other special guest, Mr. Jermaine O'Neal. How you doing today, brother?
Doing pretty good. I'm a lot better. You know, we won, so I'm a little bit more happier right now.
A little bit more happy. Yeah. You didn't look happy at first. You was up 45 points. I mean, the standard's high, right?
Well, I think, it's not about the score, right? It's a process.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think, once habits are learned, good and bad, right? And so we want to make sure that these young men understand what the importance is of finishing games, staying with process, staying with game plan, because at the next levels, you don't get a chance to take possessions off because college coaches ain't got time for that.
You're right. You're right. So you grew up here in a small town of Columbia, South Carolina, between Atlanta and Charlotte, North Carolina. You separated and wasn't the first people to break a barrier for small town players. What advice would you be able to give being in a small town? And when did you realize that you knew you had a gift that you could be greater than the small entire environment that you come from?
Well, I don't know if it wasn't a small town when I was there.
Okay.
It was at least 600,000-700,000 people. So,
okay. We're growing.
Here's what I want to say. South Carolina is talent rich.
It is.
Right? And
I truly believe
we've had a lot of talent come out of here. Garnett, myself, Ray Allen.
Yep.
Just the OGs.
The OGs.
Xavier McDaniel, Tyrone Corbin, Alex English.
Yeah.
John Morant,
Zion.
I mean, just a lot that
Sedarius.
This has been an amazing place to own your craft, and you get a chance to learn from a lot of OGs, whether it's pros, college, even just from the neighborhoods, right? And I was fortunate enough to go to Eau Claire High School, where they had a tradition of history, of development with Coach Glimp, the late great Coach Glimp. Amen. And I was able to kind of pick and choose some of the ingredients I needed to take from other people in my community, and then also the pros that were leading me, and put my game together. And it was just an amazing process. It's one of the harder processes you can have as a 17-year-old coming out of high school.
What advice would you give to any 17-year-old, 16-year-old that kept you away from being possibly in the streets, or anything that would have been a distraction from the focus? What was that niche? Like your parents, the environment, you wanted, what was it? Like, make it practical, because it's easy to say the cliche thing, but what is it like? Kids play video games now. It's a little bit different. We didn't grow up like that. You get your butt outside, you meet friends. So what is that little niche that you could offer to maybe some parents that could help them understand how to keep their kids focused into a direction that will ultimately better their lives?
Right. One is, I think, you set standards, right? My mother, single parent mom, she set a standard that I had to value everything. Yeah. Right. And so when you begin to value everything, you understand the purpose of things that when you go out and you do it. Here's what I would say to parents too is, make sure you set a standard that you have to live by every day. Yeah. Right. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid. Right. If you don't produce, you don't keep your job. Right. And so that's another thing. And most important for all the youth and the people that are watching this, I would tell you, your basketball was a passion. Yeah. Right. That was a passion for me, but you got to find a purpose. See, purpose is what gets you out of bed. Purpose is what drive you when you don't feel well, or you're feeling lazy, right? My purpose was my mom. My mom, again, was a single parent who I didn't see Monday through Thursdays because she's working two jobs. I saw on the weekend. There was no way in the world I was going to allow her to do that the rest of her life. So that became my purpose.
Hey, man, that's dope, because this is Journey to Purpose, and I truly believe that we don't have value in our life if we don't know our purpose. So who are you now? You are a sports agent, owner, Valor Sports Agency. You're an AAU coach.
A lot of jobs.
Man, you're doing a lot of different things. Yeah. Who would you describe yourself as of right now?
You know what? It's interesting. It was very important for my son and daughter to see me be as successful, with my mind than I was with my hand and my feet. Right? That was one. Because I want them to be able to take that and then put that towards their kids, learn what I did for them, understand what that is and how that's consistent even beyond the playing field, right? And so that's something that's big. And also too, I think one of God's purposes for me is to give back what was given upon me.
Oh man,
right? And that's I tell you, Xavier McDaniel, I know he's tired of hearing this story.
X-Man,
he saved my life, man. He came in Meadow Lake Park, created this team, got us some jerseys. Then I found they mail figure that at that young age that was showing me what a house on the lake looked like, behind double gates, and showing me that no matter where you live at, where you from, anything's possible.
Anything is possible. Exposure. Getting out of your comfort zone and seeing that there's some more opportunities is very helpful. And so at this point, you know who you were and who you are. Who do you want to come? What do you want to be remembered by? And who do you want to become? Like, there's more to the story. You have a lot of life to year. So who do you want to become?
I mean, I think I'm living it. Like, whatever. I truly believe God opens up doors that is for you, right? Amen. And things that aren't for you, those doors close, right? I couldn't, to be honest, even the big sports facility in Dallas, I never wanted to own a sports facility. Yeah. It just happened. I wanted to do something for my daughter and my son, and it ended up being, we have 167 Division I athletes. We have 8 NBA players in 6 years.
Wow.
Right, and so having that impact. Having that level of success is really, really important to me, and I want to continue to build off of it with dynamic prep. We're building out the school in Texas. It's going to be a specialty school where we can take electives out of school, like the BS electives that don't teach kids nothing, that ain't transferable to nothing. Yeah. Right?
Because
we're going to take the babysitting out of school, right? Yeah. Our kids focus on core curriculum courses that transfer to the next level, and then we're adding things like coding this year, like next year, media and production. Real estate, things that is transferable beyond high school.
Man, that is amazing. For real, bro. That is amazing.
We're working.
That's what society kind of more needs to. I mean, they're taking away handwriting, they're taking away cursing, they're taking away the Pledge of Allegiance, they're taking more and more away. So how can we make society better with things that are practical, man? I've got a friend, man, who's a computer engineer. He's about to be a multimillionaire in that crypto. He's really smart. So if you need a guy with coding, his son is about to make a video game at 13.
Wow.
Yeah, best friend.
That's what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So why can't a 13-year-old raise $2 million?
Yeah.
Why can't a 13-year-old, build a video game? Why can't a 13-year-old run a business?
Yeah.
Right. It's what we teaching and the time that we're teaching them. We gotta create systems that is beneficial for our communities, man.
That's cool, man. And I appreciate it. Once again, man, I appreciate the moment, man. You're here for the next few days. Yep. Closing out, man, I do want to take a shot. It sucks that the opportunity, as you were saying, the doors are shut, that the opportunity did not happen here in our home state with the vision that you had, but God opened the door for a place that happened. Hopefully our city understands that we have a lot of hidden gems and diamonds in the rough, and we can make this city a lot better than what it is if they want to. But, man, it's so appreciative to have you on here. No. I'm glad that I met you when I met you when we was out of town. God works in mysterious ways, and I told you, I said, man, God, by the grace of God, I was going to see you again and be able to talk to you, man.
But I gotta say this, I appreciate you too, man. For the people that in Columbia, South Carolina, or wherever you at looking at this, man, put pressure on your city councilmen, like your mayors, your governors, right? Because the opportunity is there. For me, the deal didn't happen. End up catching them on Mayor Benjamin was trying to do a great job on that deal, and then obviously new regime came in. But I'm a true believer on time. Right, time will tell you the story that it need to be told. Right, that plan didn't go through, but that don't mean that another plan ain't coming.
And we've got things going on, and quickly, we do have the Met League. I've shouted out, and apparently one of my friends, Angelica Santiago, I Am Royalty, she is part of the board of that, and and she's familiar. And once again, man, that's something that Cedarius Thornwell, former USC Gamecock, LA Clippers, now plays in Russia, helped having a hand involved. And we've been on year 3, going on year 4, and right now we're building, right? We're going through the grind, we're going through the struggle. Xavier showed his face out there, and it's a grind. So, anytime you're able to shout us out, man, any support that we're doing. We was on the news last year, and I said that we're the East Coast version of the Drew League. Why can't it? We have the talent, we have the resources. Why can't we be that? So
and we need our city. We need our city, man. Like we can put money into other things, man, like prisons and institutions like that. But, I'm gonna tell you, like places like facilities, right, where kids can come in and have a safe place, where we can do leagues and stuff, right? We can create, make people start dreaming about things, right? Taking them off the street, right? That's what saved my life, right? Meadow Lake Parks, Hyatt Park, they saved my life, and there's so many other people out there that needs that help, man. And we need to put more pressure on our cities to step up and spend some of that money in the right places.
You hear that, Jermaine Johnson? I know you. You're in that council, so
get it. I'm always available. It's easy to find me.
Hey, man, we know it. You hear what he said. So, man, once again, that was another episode of Journey to Purpose Podcast Fast Lane. We had a special guest, Mr. Jermaine O'Neal, and you've heard everything that he said. Ultimately, we're here to build self-identity, and if this man was able to do it, then anybody's capable to do it. It's any era. He was a regular guy, and he became something, extraordinary person with an extraordinary story, man. So, once again, thank you all, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, brother.
My brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.